Support for 100 Watts and a Wire is brought to you by 100wattsandawire.com. To subscribe to the show, simply click the RSS feed. While you're there, apply for your free 100 Watts ID and learn how you can help make 100 Watts and a Wire listener supported. Click the donate page and pick the option that works best for you. We've got a traveling toolkit, 100 Watts and a Wire gear, and more. That's 100wattsandawire.com. And LDG. LDG automatic tuners are built with industrial quality components for safety, durability, and long life. LDG microprocessors run state-of-the-art matching firmware to find a match in seconds. For more information, visit ldgelectronics.com. And Bioenno Power, offering the best performance lithium iron phosphate batteries for your ham radios. Visit bioennopower.com. That's BIOENNOPOWER.com. Or contact dealers nationwide.
And now, from Grid Square Echo Mike 48, this is 100 Watts and a Wire.
Well, hello to you. My name is Christian. My call sign is Kilo Zero, Sierra Tango Hotel, K0STH. We are in Missouri, about 25 miles north of the city of St. Louis, where it is raining. It has been raining here for, 3 or 4 days. Starting to remind me a little bit of summer a couple of years ago, where it rained all the time. 4 out of 7 days, rain. It was like living in New Seattle. A lot of mood swings in terms of temperature and the weather patterns here over the last few years. And I'm not trying to get political with you. I know farmers, politicians, they want to do what they need to do to tell us things about things we, cover, whatever it is. Damn the politics. Listen to your farmers. They have their hands in the soil. They know when things are coming up, what has changed in the earth. This isn't to say they don't have an opinion on politics, because that also affects the American family farmer. But if you want to know what asparagus is doing, is it coming sooner, later? When is it? Ask a farmer. And then you know there's been some kind of changes. Oh, Lord, don't get me started on this. Oh, come on now, pull it back. HamCation, I watched a little bit of the HamCation, I guess it was more photographs more than anything. On Twitter, was doing the hashtag HamCation and would, from time to time over the weekend, see posts. I always wonder how the big ones are attended. I did see that CEO of the ARRL, Howard, WB2ITX. I've never met him. He was speaking at the ARRL forum. Only about 50 or 60 people there. And the reports were that no one was younger than 40 in the room. Now, I consider the 40 to 70 demographic to be an important one, too, though. It kind of seems standard that the kids wouldn't be there. Or when I say kids, I'm talking about maybe teens, up. But 40 to 70 is an important demographic, I think, in amateur radio. There's a gap there, and it's probably from people in their 50s and 60s of today to people in their late 70s and 80s. I don't know. I don't see the demographic breakdown, but if you go to a big, ham fest, and you go in the forums, it's pretty clear who's there. And you can look at the demographics. So the fact that he was speaking to less people, 50 or 60, hey, I'd like to give a, what are they called? Speech. A forum. And have anybody pay attention. So 50 to 60, to me, it's kind of all relative. Actually, but the CEO of the ARRL, maybe you would think he'd have more people there. But the demographics, it's an interesting study. And I think we have discussed here the challenges facing the league. Now, over the course of, say, the summertime, I've always bit my tongue, right? Why are you laughing? All right, so I don't bite my tongue in terms of, but mostly it's sort of missable. Everything is kind of missable that comes out of the league. You know, they come and they knock on my door. They say, looky here, we advocate for you. Give us some money. And then, you know, to be able to speak freely, maybe when this show ends, I will say, you know, enough. I'm going to keep that money and I'm going to put it into some new coax cable this year, you know, whatever. But I pay my money because I believe they can be better, and maybe they will advocate for us when we need to. And basically, more importantly, I want to be able to speak freely here in this forum because I am a paying member. My paying membership does not give me the opportunity to vote on topics or where they put the money. I can vote on leadership in my area if you know about it and you track it down and find out who's voting and that sort of thing. So I have faith in the league to be better. It will happen through people having conversations and talking about it. I'm not trying to bash the ARRL. Clearly, they have some work to do, and they need to reach different demographics. If they want to be relevant, it's not about how do we get people that look like us, more people to look like us, to be with us, because the people that look like us who are old are dying, man. What are we going to do? Look around. And in episode 185, you know, I talked about it. So the fact that 50 to 60 people were listening, it's all relative to what? You know, I wouldn't expect anyone to show up to hear me talk about anything at all. But the CEO of the league and where we're going, maybe 50 to 60 isn't good. I don't know. I'd like to see some overall attendance numbers. But in terms of a CEO of the league giving out something, hopefully he reached the people he needed to reach on that day, and change is coming. I always enjoy, I didn't see any streams coming out of there, and I saw some video clips. I enjoy YouTube. When I can look at YouTube, I will do a search for, you know, Field Day 2019. I'll look at setups and comment on the videos where I can if I think they're good or beautifully done. People take their time, you know, to make no money, to just capture the day, you know, Field Day. Same is true for me when the big ones come around, like, you know, HamCation or the Dayton Hamvention. And there's others, Huntsville. And I like to look in there and just see, what am I missing, man? Oh, man, maybe I need to budget and go there. That's the problem, right? That's the problem, is the budgeting to get to these events. It's problematic for me, man. I don't have the cash to just go, hey, I think I will fly to Hamvention and hang out. Yes, it'll be great. I'm going to catch this forum. That'll be awesome. And I'm going to learn about this digital thing. And, oh, yes. Yeah, man, no. And every time, right around this time, is like talk of Dayton or Xenia. It's been trademarked, the Dayton Hamvention. So, you know, you hear it interchangeably with its proper location, being in Xenia, Ohio. But Hamvention is one of those things that come around and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It takes some time away from my family. It gives me good on the good side. I get to go there and be with people of at least like minds, many of which don't know about the show. The demographics are skewing, at least in my sight line, as being much older. They probably have no interest in a podcast. However, if you could sit and talk to them, I imagine they love the old-time radio-type shows. This is not one of those, but it has that radio seed in it. I'm not a YouTuber. Don't claim to be. I don't have time to edit video, and I don't really care for it. But I like to watch the videos when I can sometimes. Not all ham-related, but HamCation, to take a look around like the flea market. And I wonder, look at all that stuff. Our benches get clogged up, and at least for me, I'm like, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff, man. I do have some things I need to move out, things I'm probably not going to use or I don't need, or somebody sent it to me for review purposes. I don't do reviews. I don't do unboxings. Anytime I get a review piece, and it's been very, very limited, And if I want to do a review of something, I may send it to somebody else to do a review for the show. But I understand people do send products from time to time and they want you to check it out. And if you like it, you talk about it. I get it. If I don't need it though. So anyway, I poked around a little bit looking for HamCation stuff. And, I'd like some guy took some videos, man. They were like 15 seconds long a video. A little word to this brother, because I didn't even write the call sign down. Like, give me, 2 minutes? Just give me 2 minutes. My man was like, here we are at the flea market and go. Got it? Like, damn, man, what happened? Next one loading up. 17 seconds. The toilets. Here's the toilets at the ham. I'm like, hey, this could have been good. You were all over the place. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes? About 2 minutes. But I wonder how they come up with all these radios. How do they find all this stuff? It's years and years of collecting and tinkering and buying and silent key type auctions or meeting. It's tables and tables full of stuff. And it reminds me, move stuff out, dude. Don't be the guy who's unloading an RV out there of things that nobody else will want either. But I got a confession. I never come into radios. It's not like there's some people out there, and I know a few of them, man, and they come into and find and buy and pick up radios. Like, here's this new Yaesu I have found this one. Oh yeah, I was doing a job on the backside. I don't come into them. I'm not mad, but maybe I'm not out there enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking in all the right spots. It's just never been a thing for me. It's not like I have an overload of radios. Not even radios for sale. I mean, that's the only online. Of course, you can find anything online. But it's not like, hey, I live down the street. I got a radio for sale. $50. Maybe I need to get out there more. Take a break here. We'll come back and talk about me working Antarctica. Or did I? Next.
Whether you say 7.3 or 73, even 73s, we're still 100 watts and a wire.
LDG Electronics provides state-of-the-art antenna tuners for every amateur need. An LDG desktop tuner works automatically with nearly any station up to 1,000 watts. LDG Zero Power tuners are ideal for portable or mobile use, as they consume almost no current and can be powered by internal batteries that last up to a year. LDG tuners are backed by our 2-year fully transferable warranty and our legendary customer service, the best in the industry. Visit us on the web at ldgelectronics.com. And PowerFilm Solar. PowerFilm manufactures durable, lightweight, rollable, and foldable solar panels that will take your ham radio setup to the next level, making it more portable than ever before. Visit PowerFilmSolar.com for more information.
QRO to the people. This is 100 watts and a wire.
So Michael, VE3MEU in Canada, sends me a note and says, look, I just got over the North Pole and hit Antarctica with 100 watts and a wire. Look for TM16AAW. TM16AAW on 14222. I said, all right, I can do that. I'll go do that now. And I've been trying to get over the North Pole for 4 years. Nothing. So here he is. I get over there and I hear him, and he's light. I'm like, it's probably, mid-morning, close to noon. I can't remember. And I'm thinking, all right, I hear him, and I hear people calling him and whatnot, so let's give it a try. I dump a gallon in the old thingy-de-biggy and hit the call signs. Nothing. Like, well, this is pretty standard here. Oh, no, I guess I'm not supposed to just do it. Comes back to me. Tango Mike 16 Alpha Alpha Whiskey. I said, okay, all right, that's a call sign. You look it up, you go to his QRZ page or whatever you look up. It's a really cold QSL type card photograph of the Antarctic. I'm like, all right, man, this is good. He came back to me, and he heard me. Everything was fine. We made the contact. I posted it up on our social media outlets. If you do that, look for Facebook. Go to any page on Facebook and do a search for 100 Watts and a Wire podcast. You'll find us. And also on Twitter. I was excited. I made contact. I went in there and told my wife a goddamn lie. Oh, Lord. Light a candle for me. The lie was this brother was not even there. He was in France. And France is a very lovely place, and it is a great DX entity to hit, but it was not what I intended. And I'm reading through that. I'm like, what is this? Antarctica, what? Because people started posting, no, man, this brother is not indeed there. He's somewhere else. I'm like, no, you hating some of my... not today, y'all. No. I'm reading on, and France comes up, cloudy. So I'm like, hey, Michael, VE3MEU, we may have been duped up here, man. We may have been fooled. He said, I'm going to drop him an email. This doesn't look right. I'm like, it doesn't look right, but it doesn't say I'm exactly here or there. But it made sense that France came up. You know what I'm saying? It turns out this guy was not over the pole, man. He was in France, which is, again, it is a great contact to make. However, I was under the illusion, and several others, I was getting over into the Antarctic. Nope, didn't work out that way. And I was a little bit bummed, and, I still don't know if I told my wife the truth. I can't. Some things I just, sometimes you just need to look cool. You just need to look cool in front of your peoples because they wonder why you're at that radio and listening to these people talk about these things. I'm going to make a note to myself. Tell wife truth about getting over the pole because it just didn't work out that way. And this is the kind of stuff that my wife and my kids, they come in and they start laughing because this is what they hear me listening to on the radio.
Everybody eats good. You can't ever get a parking place.
Yeah, I like going to that one over here at Hickory. What is it? They specialize in hot dogs. Is it Kickers? I don't remember now. But they sell foot-long hot dogs. The hot dogs are smoke-flavored. They are really good.
Well, these are the old bright red cheapest hot dogs you could buy. They put that good chili that they make and them dehydrated onions and mustard. You can get slaw. I always get them full dressed with slaw, and they are so good. I like making them at home. Try some of that Van Camp's chili with no beans, and cut me up a fresh onion, and I always buy that coleslaw. I go by KFC and get me a pint of that KFC coleslaw and put on them. They're good.
See, now I'm going to have to eat before I go to bed.
Now, bless their hearts. Bless their hearts.
That's a lot of trouble.
You got to go ahead and just... when you find the right hot dog, you need to tell your friends about the hot dog. But this is what the people are talking about sometimes on the radio. When my people come in, and here I am, I'm listening, and I'm taking notes. Checkers. Checkers is good. They got the chili on it. Okay. Chilies, I'm going to need what's a hot dog? Okay, where'd you say that one? I'm taking notes. Just a little bit of fun there with the boys on 80 meters. I didn't key up. I didn't talk to them. I just listen, and I listen a lot. And sometimes I hear things that make me pause and continue to listen. Sometimes conversations about hot dogs can really run on long, and I smack myself in the face thinking, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And then from time to time, I can't turn off a prayer. I can't do it in real life. If somebody says, can I pray for you, see child? Please do it. Just go ahead and please do it. Light that candle for me on Sunday and put me on the prayer list. All good. And so I'll listen to the radio. And when I hear people, they'll pray on the radio. Here's a little piece of a clip, and I just couldn't stop. I couldn't believe it. I caught it midway through it. You know, and there's a message in here.
Pray for Dale's stepdaughter Gwen, who's got lymphoma. Dale is W4UV. Pray for Joe's request. Joe's M2ADP up in New Jersey, requested prayer for his son. Also for his, Joe also requested prayer for his wife, for Joe's friend's granddaughter, who's a missionary. Pray that the Lord would keep her safe. Pray for Joe's pastor's wife, who's got brain cancer, and Joe's friend who's got a heart problem. His name is John. We pray for him. Pray for Gary, WB4BMJ. Gary's got kidney cancer in both kidneys, not well physically. Currently using a walker. We pray for Gary, WB4BMJ. Pray for Joe, who's got mouth cancer. Joe is W4IBK. Pray also for his niece, Amber, who's got thyroid cancer. It is W8EDW. Pray for Mark, who's taking some chemo treatments for cancer. Mark is K5MRK. Pray also for Mike over in Israel. 4Z5 Papa India. Mike's had some major stroke recently. Been in the hospital. Probably in the hospital as we speak. We pray for him. Pray also for Al's request. Al is VE3IJX. Pray for his friend Gary, who's got neurological issues, and also for his friend Willie, who's got some heart problems. Willie's KC4BBZ. Pray for Willie's wife, who's got stage 4 breast cancer. Willie's KK4DEO. Pray for Tom up in Louisiana, who's got a special request. Tom is K4LID. Pray for Gary up in Ontario, who's got Parkinson's disease. Gary is VE3JEA. Pray for Jerry there in Waynesville, North Carolina. Jerry's suffering with prostate results of a prostate operation. Pray for him. Pray also for Bill, who's on dialysis. Bill is WB4QXZ. Pray also for his wife. Pray for Dan's daughter, Danette, who's got a brain aneurysm. Dan is N8DET. Pray for Boyd's brother John, who's got bad sugar and in a wheelchair. Boyd's KD4IQ. Pray for Bill, who's got leg and hip pain and not well physically. Bill is NK3N. Pray for Ray and his granddaughter. She's in a bad living situation. Ray's WA4UKZ. Also request prayer for Melanie, who's got stage 4 cancer. Melanie is Ray's pastor's twin brother's wife. Also, he requests prayer for his wife, who's got cataract surgery. Her head cataract surgery recently. We pray for her recovery. Pray for Wayne Elliott, who's got mouth cancer and can't talk. Lift up Dallas, who's got COPD. That's W8DP. He also has some vascular problems. And pray also for his friend Bernard Foley and his dear brother James Harless and his first cousin, his Pink's wife Barbara. Barbara's got an incurable cancer. We pray for Sonny down in Zephyr Hills, Florida. Sonny's WA4EX. He's got some health issues. He recently lost his wife Peggy, WA4PW. Pray for Art, who's been having some health issues. Art is WB5KRO over in Fort Wayne, Indiana. He requests prayer for his daughter. She's got urinary tract infection and kidney stones. Requests prayer also for Rich Stanger. Also, Art requests prayer for his wife. Wants to pray for his pastor and a lady in his church. But the Lord has miraculously touched the pastor. He found that he had a mass on his back of his head to be aggressive cancer.
In our fast-paced life, think of these people every day out here in America, and some of the beauty of amateur radio is to hear things like that, where people are taking their time to say and launch a prayer for those who need it the most. Our Special Ops series continues this week. Neil is here to teach us more about the next generation of amateur radio operators.
This month, we'd like to talk about ways to introduce young people into amateur radio. Last month, we talked a little bit about how taking a test isn't exactly the most enticing way to get a young person interested in ham radio. Rather, we need to get those young people on the air. And so the mode of operation that you choose for getting them on the air may have to do more with their own personality. If they're mic shy and they're computer savvy, then a digital mode might be better. But if they're not afraid of the microphone or just need a little encouragement for the microphone, then get on voice and get something going. But one thing that you want to think about is getting a schedule set up. Get someone on the air that you can contact right away. Sitting there and spinning the knob up and down the band for a half hour, trying to find just the right person to talk to, or anyone to talk to for that matter sometimes, isn't exactly a real exciting adventure either. So if you have someone lined up ahead of time, that's always a plus, because that way you don't have a lot of downtime. And, kids these days, they don't have much downtime. They're playing video games or on their cell phones or on social media or, something to occupy most of their time. And sitting there spinning up and down the dial just isn't one of their favorite things most of the time. So think about that, plan ahead, have a schedule if you can. And that's a great way to get them introduced into ham radio. And once they get a chance to make a few contacts, talk to some maybe rare DX or something, then you've got all kinds of possibilities to teach them about what an S meter is, what's UTC, what's an RST, and all those things that you put on a QSL card. And maybe that's the next step, is have them fill out a QSL card and learn about each of those things that go in the QSL card so that they can learn and get closer to maybe one day getting a license. For 100 Watts and a Wire, I'm Neil, WB9VPG.
My thanks to Neil. Our special ops segment returns next week. Julian's coming back. Oscar Hotel 8 Sierra Tango November to talk about off-grid and grid-down communications. Important stuff in a very volatile world that we live in. I'm going to make this my final. I want to let you know that you can use the 100 Watts and a Wire logo on your QSL cards. You can use them on your QRZ page. You can use them on your blog, whatever you want to do. You just can't sell it. But you do have my permission to put them on your QSL cards. And Rhea, N2RJ, now a member of the board, a representative, not a member of the board, but a representative in the Hudson Valley division of the ARRL. She has put her 100 Watts ID and the logo on her QSL card. She's a contester. It helps us. It spreads the word. So it's a first. It's actually historic. We do have a member of the 100 Watts and a Wire community as an elected member, an official with the ARRL. Thank you, Rhea. And Rhea will be back in a few weeks to talk more about contesting. If you would like to get a 100-watt ID, visit 100wattsandawire.com, click the Gathering page, and it's sequentially issued to you. Nothing costs anything at 100wattsandawire.com. You can also get in line for the toolkit. Click on the toolkit, and you'll see there we have a traveling toolkit that goes around the country helping people with their projects. The only price you pay is to send it to the next person. You get a couple of weeks to work on your project. When the next person in the queue comes up, you send it to them, about $12. It's so much cheaper to do it that way. You can see a list of all the tools in the toolkit. IDs, the store. If you've got a business, you can learn how to become a sponsor. Let's lock arms and rise together. Until next time, friends, next week, in fact. Take care of yourselves and take care of your family. And by all means, if you can, please try and stay above the noise.
To join the 100 Watts and a Wire community, visit 100wattsandawire.com.